Consortium. Builder of nations.
There we are. Hello, everyone. Hey, Anarcho. Hey, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing. It's been a interesting week. I've taken most of it off, which has been great. But yeah, I don't know. It's been some really some impending announcements that I have to sit on for probably just a couple more days, but looking forward to getting those out there. And also, I had a really good time going to up New Hampshire to stream on Neon Static. So, you know, if you haven't gone to see that, I should probably get the link for that. That was a lot of fun and was reminding me how much fun it is to just play, like, you know, reg-ish runners. Let me go see if I can find the link. You know, for those of you who want to not watch a live stream and watch a different live stream, but this was my appearance on Neon Static, and it was a ton of fun, and I also found it very funny that I said, alright Eric, I've played the last 2 games, I'll sit out and let Eric play Regzaya against this Mari, and then I basically piloted Eric like a little puppet for the entirety of that game. So, you know, maybe some I need to work on learning to delegate, as I keep saying, but yeah, I thought it might be fun to do some reg stuff. I've also been working on a project with some buds about doing a sort of the Automata Initiative meta recap, because I think this has been like a really interesting meta in a way that has evolved in some very unique and unexpected ways. And I think that'd be a cool little video idea to talk about. So hopefully that's coming in the near future. If that's something where you have like some things you want to make sure I talk about, like please do reach out. I'm happy to have an extra few people helping me out with a script or two. And actually one of the things I want to play some reg today. I was like, oh, maybe I'll play Reg Anarch. Like we should have I'm like, oh, we should maybe play like some Ma Hoshiko, which is an archetype I haven't really played much. And I guess also, you know, we did finally also announce the GNKs, which I have on my desk over here somewhere in a pile because I'm really good at keeping things clean and organized and talking into my mic. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. GNKs went out. That was this week. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So I'm very excited. We've got we got Regolith Mining License, which maybe that's the card people are actually excited about, and then this Ma art, which I actually love a lot. It's, you know, it is hard to meet the FFG Ma, but Spiky Box is a lot of fun. And yeah, it's also a big deal that you can now buy it through the NSG store rather than through NPC. So that's, you know, that's a whole bunch of people, Trucifer being one of them, who worked on that behind the scenes. So I want to make sure they get, you know, people like there is a whole team of people that are working on integrating and producing and building these, like getting these kits in people's hands for, you know, an affordable price. It's you know, it's a big one. It's a big deal. All right. Actually, you know what? This is this is one of those things where like both this year and last year, it's like, oh, Sokka made a list, and then like no one was playing it, and you know, I think it's worth going and actually playing this list, and I kind of want to see how it sits in the meta. So let's go and copy. Actually, here we'll just go in. We'll go here, we'll go here, we'll import the deck. I wonder if we can use the old. I also kind of want to spend, so like someone posted about doing some funky stuff in Eternal, and like I'm playing Balrog Wu this weekend, and I feel like I should try and come up with some like interesting Eternal deck, and I'm very bad at doing that. And so maybe we'll do a little bit of Eternal brainstorming. Okay, so what's the idea behind this list? It is just Boomerang, Ma, Buzzsaw Cleaver, Terp. It's funny, I don't feel like we should be playing Carmen over, like, 2 echelons. Oh, did Sokka play an updated one of the CBI? Let's see. EMEA Continentals. Oh, posted by Wiki. Okay, let's go look at that then. Actually, we might have to go look at it a different way. It's probably gonna be faster for me to go to this one. Just scroll, look for a big number. And what? The circuit breaker wasn't that long ago, was it? Man, people are putting up a lot of events. Okay, and then we want try out 4th and 8th. Actually, I want to see, because someone did... Man, time goes too freaking fast. Okay, oops. So we're just gonna go and try this again. A month ago for the CBI. Holy mac. Oof. Time is going. Oh, it's not again. All right. Let's see what monstrosities got. Actually, you know, this seems good. Yeah, this is a great opening hand because if like the deck list is the weak op list is trying to build a remote, and so Bankar handles that quite nicely. So I think I want to draw. I think we're gonna run HQ. Are we on 2 cleavers here? Yeah, I almost want to just throw one out. Now I maybe don't. Let's just run R&D. I don't feel like this feels not super productive. I think like he's playing deck of the week. He's always got his own brews. I mean, he does, and that's fair. That's fair. Let's just go on HQ here. Yep, this is fine. We'll just range ops cut stone HQ. We've got Trojan Horse. This is probably his more rig shootery one. Okay, let's find out what this other card is, or maybe it's just double Trojan Horse. We'll see. That's annoying. Those were the good cards. And okay, so either this is double Trojan Horse, or we're the most unlucky guy around. Trojan Horse, access at least one card as a program. Okay. I think we'll just draw again here. We might go Leech, Buzzsaw, Dirty Laundry, or not that order, obviously. Just because Valentau is going to be very annoying for us to deal with for a long time. Oh, interesting. So we're playing Buzzsaw, but with no way to deal with... Whew, boy. No way to deal with Valentau. So that seems like this is made for a slightly different meta, but... Oh, I should wait to see what I draw here. I don't think I mind taking a bit of damage here, but I suspect we won't need to. Okay, yeah, so this is the all-tech against... this deck is just entirely tech against Lu. So I can slow down a little bit. I just need to, like, losing my clear early is going to have hurt. Once again, I hit it in the wrong order, but that's fine. We're going to draw, Paladin, Laundry, Archives. I don't think the CityWorks kills here. I think it's actually just, if I remember correctly, it is just value CityWorks. Like, it's just a good enough card kind of thing. Okay, so I'm thinking Gamble, Buzzsaw. So to get to Valentau, it's spend 9, so I can potentially do it if I need to. And I'm taking 4 damage on the CityWorks project, which I think is probably okay. Like, to get this matchup into control, we do need to get our breakers going, and like I really need to be going Cleaver, Moth, or HQ. Okay, so this is some nonsense. So what is Conundrum? Runner trashes an installed program. The runner loses click if able and end the run. And every time all subroutines... Oh, so I can lose a click? What? Oh, I could have also just let the 3 damage fire here. Oh, I was supposed to let the 3 damage fire here, sorry. Okay. Wait, what did the 1 damage? Okay, so I die if I access, so I'm gonna jack out. Then I'm just gonna laundry R&D. Alright. Okay, so next turn might be... Okay, so now I have to get to 5 cards in hand. Oshiko, Paladin, Bankar on R&D. Oh no, Diesel is the better draw here. What am I talking about? Diesel. Echelon. Run server 1. Now I go -1, break up to 2. Done. Let unbroken subroutines fire. Then we go. So we take 5. Steel Skin, draw 2. Steel Skin, Strike Fund, gain 2. Then draw 2. Then steal the CityWorks. Do I trash this Fractal Threat Matrix? I feel like I don't need to. I think we're okay without it. Actually, I guess one question about this. Why are we not on, like, a Stargate? I feel like a Stargate would be very nice. All right. Well, rip opponent who forgot to put the most important card in his deck. I certainly know how that feels. I guess we're gonna install Twinning. Oh, oops. R&D. Then we're gonna install Cleaver. And then we'll run HQ. Fully break. I think I do want to see an extra card here. I guess I didn't. Trojan Horse is Trace 4. And I need to boost it. I have a link. I think we can do this. Okay. Let's mosh in these 3 cards. DJ Steve, good value friend. We'll break this border control for free. Yep. What 2 cards do I want from the heap? I think, I guess Gamble. No, it's gonna be, I think actually Diesel here, because I have the Gamble in hand. And then I'm actually just gonna click the Diesel here. Okay. So now we get to go Gamble, Maw, Run HQ. I mean, you know, he didn't know we were gonna find Fenris. But let's go Laundry here, I think. I don't think I need to see extra cards out of hand here. See a Trojan Horse and we knocked a face down into archives. I wonder if we mod the seamless. But yeah, I think it's just like Boomerang HQ. Oh, this is a nice little paladin. Oh. If this is Valentown, we're okay. Oh, of course it's Trebuchet. Okay. This is... I don't care about the top 2 cards in my stack here. Oh, he even hits a strike fund. It's paying a trash itself. I think we can do Gamble here. 0 additional twinnings, cards from hand, Trojan Horse again, Fractal Threat, Gamble, casts. Do I just do another cast? I think I can boost a Trojan Horse trace. I guess I probably can't there. Like, if I'm... The correct play is not to put down that second cast until, like, Laundry HQ, I think. Let's actually go here. This can't be border control. Seal a Reg Capture. We'll see a Valentown. We'll see a Conundrum. Okay. Let's run HQ. So maybe we're gonna go and do this. So if this saves me 3 credits, I think it's probably worth it. Let's get Laundry, I think. Okay, at some point I think we're supposed to be going in server 1, but I don't feel like we need to yet. Okay, click. So top of R&D is unknown. That's very good. So I think I'm going to overwrite Boomerang with a Boomerang. Then we're gonna run HQ. Oh, I'm a silly Billy. Yep, and what do we want here? I guess we're just gonna go gamble again. Yeah, we're either our opponent has a lot of Trojan horses in hand, or we're just not particularly lucky, or we're very, very unlucky. Another Trojan horse on the top of the deck. I think we can pay to trash this Fractal Threat Matrix. There we are. GG. Okay. Well, it didn't help that our opponent accidentally crippled themselves. Hey, Janktivist, we're just going to try some Reg Runners tonight, I think. Probably Reg Anarch mostly. I mean, Teachling is, I think the idea behind the conundrum is that if every Anarch deck you're expecting to play is on Audrey, like, this becomes a 7 strength for 8 Kogate with 3 subs, so, like, the Leech deck, like, those decks are maybe not super equipped to deal with it. Now, I think in practice, like, Chip Aboculus is, a thing I would look to do, but thank you for the game. Yeah, no, Leech did some really good work here. I do kind of wonder if you can get away with just playing Stargate again, but yeah, I mean, it also, like, that's the other thing, is that, like, Dario forgot to put the outfit, put Too Big to Fail, which, like, Too Big to Fail pays for a conundrum, right, in outfit, so, like, maybe that's okay, and that's just what you should do. Man, but yeah, I don't, this is a weird period for me where I'm like, oh yeah, this is, there's not big events to look forward to yet, because the set, or nothing's happening until the set comes out, but put it in Ob and use it to get a free Pharaohs, yeah, and then you'll you'll advance that Pharaohs by throwing away a tree line. Yeah, I know, it's, I was thinking back on the meta, it's like, it's kind of crazy how much, like, stuff came out, we had, like, you know, Continentals, like, the week after that, and the week after that, of, like, completely brand new meta, and then, and, like, those events just looked very, very different from each other, and, like, you had stuff like Asa just, like, dominating Gyros, and then, like, Worlds happens, like, there's some AMTs, I think, that happen, and suddenly Keeling gets banned, but not even really. Like, Keeling kind of got banned. It was, like, a deck that was consensus strong, but hadn't actually, like, I think only, like, maybe only Augustus was playing it in Continentals. DreamNet gets banned, and Lamb gets unbanned. And then you see Worlds, which looks like a whole, like, it looks like a different meta from the previous 3 events that happened before it, which each look like a different meta. Oh, I should put UK Nats on my sheet. And then probably also Italian Nats. I should write that down. And like at UK Nats, we saw for like the second year in a row, like R plus just like suddenly getting a stranglehold on the meta. Um, and then like a little bit later, QTM starts playing Mulch and a lot of stuff. And like that starts taking over, and then like the Doomrat publishes the Mulch Lu, and like at the same time, like you have PD starts like completely supplants Asa. Like Asa shows up and then disappears. I don't know. It's been like a very interesting meta, and like it feels like we're getting close to solving it, but I'm not sure that like it's one of those things where it's like if we let it run for another 3 months, would we? Lady Liberty is 5. No, I think that's. Do I want to let my opponent score in Ares? I think I'm okay with them scoring in Ares. Yeah, I mean, I think part of the... I was expecting to see a ton of wage workers. Okay, that's basically exactly what we calculated. I think I'm still okay with that price, because we just get to, like, run over the game for a while now. Steel. Let's see. Oppo. We'll run R&D here as well. Just want to try and... This is trashes a runner card each turn. I mean, you know what? If you want to, like, take 2 credits and tag... Oh, thank you. I'm in the wrong thing again. There is JNet. Thanks, John. Don't know how I got through the whole first game and no one in chat thought to say it. Shame on you, chat. This is a very good hand. We're gonna run R&D. Oppo. Run server 3. At least then I can stay. Move a tag. Paladin. And they're just not going to have a Bologna in hand here. Cool. No Bologna in hand. Unless they have Biotic in their deck, because they're a true Chad. Okay. So I think I don't really want to moshing these cards. Okay, so I think it's just going to be install Twinning, install Mystic. Lady Liberty is now a dead card. Server 3 is Amani Sinai. I guess I need to start actually checking some servers here. Actually, do click. I think I need to trash that, because that just gets them back in the credit game immediately. Run server 6. Yep. Move a tag, click for a credit. Okay, so we probably are looking to moshing away our hand here. My opponent can click for 3 in Oppo. Click for 2 in Oppo, I think that's okay. Because we're just going to go moshing these 3. Gamble. And remove 2 tags. And we're back to being in a pretty good spot. I almost want to like raindrops cut stone this server 7 and then then follow up boomerang it. But it looks like we don't even need to. Draw. Let's raindrops cut stone HQ. I'll access 2 additional cards. Okay. I'm gonna draw and see if I can find a good thing to install. Yeah, Echelon's good enough. Getting a free Sentry Breaker is okay. Ladderwort and Unseen, okay. I wonder if they're supposed to overwrite this Lady Liberty and spin it back. That'd be a fun little line. Okay, so we'll boomerang here. Oh, I always get these orders wrong. And then we'll run server 7. That can stay. I'm gonna draw. Do I want a laundry R&D last click? Probably not. Could laundry server 4, but I don't think I'm trashing if I do, so I think I can just sit tight for a turn for an action. Looking for a credit while flipped always feels a little bit dicey, but okay, so server 7 is Sansan City Grid. Gotta remember this. Okay. Oh goodness, my eye is doing a little bit of twitching. Okay, so moshing the Strike Fund, Steel Skin, Raindrops seems good. Okay, fantastic. This is exactly what we want to draw. Let's run R&D here. And if we get pinged, we get pinged. Okay, that's fine. I like my opponent going to no credits. So I think we'll Laundry HQ instead. On 1 credit, I don't think they can stop me with anything. Do I want to say 2 cards? Yeah, because we can see 2 cards now. The D. Oh, that's not great. I don't think I need to take an extra tag here. No, actually, maybe it is worth taking the extra tag here. Because they're only going to have 1... Oh, they have Shipment from Vlad in their hand. Why would I take a second tag there? That's so silly of me. Shipment from Vlad means I instantly die on the spot, potentially. Well, not instantly die on the spot, but I give up 5 points on the spot. Yeah, no, that's the reason not to trash the Spit Doctor, and I just chose to. I guess if I could have actually mod the Shipment from Vlad. Ooh, losing my cleaver is a bummer there. Oh wow, looks like I may have gotten away with some murder there. Let's draw, remove a tag, and we'll just install Leech here. I guess I'm supposed to trash that Bladderwort, but I think now it's actually, I think, better too. Because now I can deal with the Bladderwort and the Federal Fundraising all on the same turn. Probably this is what you put Bones down for. Like, part of me is like, maybe I don't need to put down Bones, but now it's install Bones, run, clear the tag. Oh, I lost DJ. Oh, that's some inevitability I lose, but... Okay, so... Yeah, I could... Is... Trash at random? Yeah, I think that's fine. Like, trashing the Strike Fund at random is the same thing, like, is a trigger that I'm okay with. And then I'll remove tag. Shiko flips, and then... Yeah, like I don't think I need the bank car here. It might be good, but... We'll have Strike Fund next turn if we need it. Maybe trash is fine. Yeah, maybe the Mamie trash is fine. We have one Sure Gamble and a Dirty Laundry still in our deck. Oh, it's a Wage Workers. Spicy. I'm glad I put the bones down. So I'm going to click to draw. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to cast. I think I'm going to run HQ. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should have just run the Wage Workers. But okay, here I have to see 2 cards, and I'm going to lose my Twinning Engine as well. Do I pay to steal this Bologna? Because I could go and get it. Oh no, I probably can't get it next turn. So yeah, I think I will steal this. It also gives my opponent a chance to misplay and bounce my Twinning. I think decline, John. I read that as like decline, decline, but okay, cast was not the bounce I was expecting there. I feel like Maw is gotta be the correct bounce. Are we gonna bounce my Twinning too? So self-growth program seems like a decent tag punishment. Yeah, I guess like trashing my Twinning the hard way, which is what I think they really have to do, is the correct thing. But I think we're okay. We're on 6. Yeah, there's like if I wanted to make a run last click just to trigger Maw, I could have just run the Wage Workers and not trashed anything. I think that was the mistake there. Like undeniably that was a mistake. There was no particular reason to do it. Though I don't know what they could res in server 7. Well, actually no. There's several things they could res in server 7 that would keep me out, but yeah, like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go moshing the Strike Fund. Paladin Bones. Because I think trashing Rashida is still good enough here. No, this is 2 of all breakers. Plus 2 boomerangs. The big thing is we've lost both Twinnings now, which is going to be a little bit tough. And we have... Yeah, we've got 1 Cleaver and 1 Buzzsaw still on the list. laundry. Let's take out this wage workers finally, I think. Excuse me. Now I do kind of want to own HQs again, like keeping my opponent low on credits, I think is okay. I don't think we can install this daily cast now. So next turn is probably like play Steel Skin and hope that we draw our cleaver. Yeah, I mean, like, that Bologna Steel was also bad. Like, there was really no reason to do it. And not leaving myself a click to clear tags and stuff was a bit of a mistake as well. So I think there's, like, no chance those are agendas, right? Diesel? My goodness, what the heck? Okay, well, I guess we can Steel Skin. Let's just get a strike fund down. Guess I'll get the cleaver. I don't need 2 Maws. Don't need a second echelon. I could see Bankar's probably not going to be useful with 5 tags. Oof, shouldn't have discarded the second Maw. But only 12 cards left in R&D. Okay, this is probably a... Oh no, this is a Starlit Knight, isn't it? Okay. So it's 7 to fully break, so I'm gonna just not take 2 more tags here. I'm gonna run R&D, I think. The Starlit Knight probably does tell me there's agendas in there, but unless I can like get in with 1,000,000 credits, can't do it. Okay, well, I guess that is a aggressive leave, I guess, but hey, so it goes. Yeah, I mean, this is like, it's kind of funny. We're like, oh yeah, oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Where are we? This is my favorite deck. It's a terrible one probably for streaming and etc. But it is a ton of fun. I mean, this is a good hand because it has VLC. It's a bad hand in every other way. Draw. This is +3 credits, +4 cards, minus a card, so it's neutral, so we can just go credit, VLC, and we're... Oh, I have to discard 1. What's my discard here? I don't want to discard any of these. I think it's actually 1 Biotic Labor. We need 2 to combo out usually, though I think I put some red level clearances. So the goal of this deck, though, I'm not sure if we'll actually have to go that hard, is to 1-turn combo. Because Wage Workers allows you to do absolutely silly things in Eternal. And I'm pretty sure this deck is Eternal legal. Yeah, they bumped the cost of Wage Workers up by 1, but my deck was already Eternal legal because I wasn't spending points on currents. Okay, double crowdfunding. Wheels, trope, the price. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so we're gonna go Jackson Howard. Let's res and draw 2. And draw 2. And then I'm gonna go discard, discard. Gotta start breaking things out. Probably this card. And yeah, 2 ice is probably enough to make it through this game. And then we're just going to immediately Jackson because opponent could be on Rumor Mill. And Rumor Mill would just mean that I would lose the game on the spot, basically. Crowdfunding is a lot of fun to see in Wizard builds. I'm starting to think it's too slow for Eternal, which is kind of wild. This card is too strong for Standard, but too slow for Eternal. Like, that's a pretty... It's weird. I guess Endurance also fits in that mold. Keeling fits in that mold. I think Drago probably doesn't, but it's like a little bit tricky to use. Oh, excuse me. I could actually just do triple install with a Wage Workers like behind Vanilla here. That seems like quite plausibly good. And then I can just get some value Wage Workers going off. Yeah. This is like one of the things you see in Eternal a lot. It's just like the deck's built to like draw through the whole deck. I know, Anarcho, can we like convince them right before Dawn releases to like unban crowdfunding for like the 2 months before before Dawn is released? Okay, so we've got Katorga Breakout, Paperclip, Labor Rights. Okay, so I'd want to do it behind a Gatekeeper then. Can I score now? If I do something like... I mean, I can, but I won't have any money. So I think we're gonna do this in a different way. I think I'll use 1 red level clearance to draw 2 cards and gain 2 credits. Man, okay, so like this deck doesn't have Rashida in it, which is a little bit unusual and can slow it down. But it has ultraviolet clearance, violet level clearance, and no free lunch. So it should be hitting money somewhat consistently, but we are kind of whiffing on that quite a bit. I think we're pretty close to having enough combo pieces to score. Yeah, this is a 7-point combo, but we don't have, like, you don't have to only 7-point it. Like, okay, so I have to dump 4 cards out of my hand here. But if I, like, score this turn, which would be playing, like, Shipment, Red Level, and Biotic, it's bad for me. Because I'm going to end on, like, no credits if I do that. So I think I might, like, install the Cyberdex Virus Suite on server 2 to make my opponent think a little. Let's just get Wage Workers, the new remote. I guess I have to discard this red level now, so let's gain 2 credits. Oh, shit. I guess I'll gain a click here. Play your Digital Life, go up to 12 credits. Okay. So I'm gonna have to combo out slowly here. I think I'm gonna get rid of these, which is a very unusual direction. And next turn we probably Biotic FCOM for 8 credits. My opponent is playing, I think, maybe one... excuse me. One of the most important cards in the format, which is Clan Vengeance. Clan Vengeance 0, I think, is, like, one of the things you kind of have to do. Yeah, Strike is annoying. I think it's the second strongest current in the format. I think Rumor Mill is actually a good bit stronger. Strike is a little bit better against the CI deck in particular. Yeah, CV Bankar is the way to go. 100% agreed. Yeah, CV and Bankar is like, I think, like, Augustus and I were chatting a little bit about it, and like Augustus is I think at this point just a better deck builder than me, including an Eternal. But they were, or is Augustus he him? Oh, shoot, I feel like maybe, but I don't want to like. Okay, so we're gonna go as new remote, pause, biotic labor. Then we're just going to advance 4 times.
Welcome and thank you for volunteering your time
Clear,
to Symbian
and we have a
History
4-card hand size.
group. Your opinions are valuable
So if we
to
go
us and we
install...
want to know what they are. Tell us everything.
No, we only have 3 advancements. I can't install Advance, and FCOM here.
Tell us everything. Everything.
But that's okay. We'll get there. One of my favorite little interactions right now is that you can... taking the FCOM clicks, it gets you a whole extra click. So you go +4 clicks on taking a emptying out efficiency committee if you do it all in the same turn. But we may not be doing that this game. Like, this draw is really cursed, and with 3 Clan Vengeance, like, ticking down on me, like, this is going to be a real battle to overcome. Like, we've got -5 cards in our hand right now. So this is gonna... This is the, like, we kept a hand with a single VLC. Maybe I need to mulligan for a hand with, like, a VLC and a UVLC. Yeah, we can get away without the biotics because we're not, like, if we don't do the 5-in-1 turn combo, I think you can shipment from Mirror Morph. I think with both RLCs we kind of need it. But it's like shipment from Mirror Morph, shipment from Kaguya, take your, or even just shipment from Sansan. And then shipment from Kaguya, Like, there's a combo we can do it, but with the Clan Vengeances on the board, it's really hard for us to, like, combo out in 1 turn here. So, it's going to be dicey. I think this MK Ultra... No, actually, there's, like, 2 drafters in this list. Yeah, this is not ideal for me. Oh, and especially on your digital life there, too. Okay, so I'm going to go draw, install in a new remote, and I'm not going to worry as much about Rumor Mill now because of my opponents on... Let's see, like 0 and Clan Vengeance is, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't think they can be on Rumor Mill here. So what is our Jackson here? I think it's... I'm not sure if we actually Jackson back the Efficiency Committee. I think it might have to be like Jackson back a Biotic Labor, a Project Vacheron, and like your Digital Life or something. The shipment is a big deal. Vacheron. I think maybe I just do 3 face downs to try and... no. I think 1 face down and 2 faces up is maybe the longest dissuade from running. I think I need a Biotic, and the YDL is like a essential part of getting this econ back up and going. Because, like, if they run into the Gatekeeper, they're gonna... Oh, no, they can't break it. So that's good. And, like, the CVs being down is good, though he should have the influence for Levy. Oh yeah, and like this game is like a good reason of like why crowdfunding is not the bee's knees, because basically there was a click for 3 credits on a card, which is not a bad card. Like that's fine, right? It's just not great. Draw. Okay, do I actually just go credit here? I think I can. With the plan to just only res the vanilla. If I lose the wage workers this turn, I lose the wage workers. We can fast advance agendas out with the shipment from Sansan and FCOM, so install, advance. Oh, I can only advance a 3-2 that way. But yeah, I think I kind of need this ultraviolet clearance to get back in the game. If they have another employee strike, I'll be quite sad. But they probably do, honestly. It'd be a little bit unusual to run just one. Okay, we must be digging for Levy, right? Though, we want to get the Clan Vengeance down first. Oh, no, okay, we were digging for Employee Strike. So, this is only draw 4, so it's only a slight discard. So we can just put this drafter on R&D. And then we'll discard a drafter. So, scoring this Luminal seems... Score Luminal and then play an Ultraviolet Clearance, I think is one of the most disgusting things I could think of doing. Yeah, that seems very good. That's very funny that that's going to be an option for us here. And then to score out the Vacheron, we'll need to go Biotic, install, advance, and I'll need to draw the last shipment from Kaguya to do that. But that's very doable. I have 1 Jackson Howard left for the time being. That's not guaranteed that I'm going to get it. I might weirdly have to score out a different way. Okay, that's interesting. So it's new remote, advance, take an FCOM click, shipment from Sansan, score Luminal, clearing the employee strike, ultraviolet clearance. Do I want to install the Jackson Howard here? Or do I want to wait till next turn? I feel like I want to wait till next turn. Do I, though? It means I don't get to, like... Because the problem with this is Jackson Howard install, res Jackson Howard, click Jackson Howard, then your digital life is not that good. Oh, but I have 13 credits, so I can even just install Jackson and click twice. We have a Biotic. We don't need... Yeah, we determined that a single Biotic is not enough. Do you ever think about just scoring 8 points? That might be the correct... Yeah, that's probably the correct line this game. Opponent's probably going to raid me for a little bit here. But it cost me nothing, so that's fine. Oh, if they trash the Jackson here, I'll be a little sad. I'll actually be quite sad. Are they gonna APOC me? So it's 3 to make them... Yeah, if they're on APOC, that's actually a very cool little splash. Losing a VLC, don't love... Yeah, okay, they must be on APOC here. I think that's the only way this makes sense. I don't see a lot of APOC in Eternal. Okay, so I don't quite have everything I need here. Draw 2 cards. And draw 2 cards, I think. Yeah, this does get back all the crowdfundings, which is kind of cute. They can't easily... So to win here, they have to steal all 3 Project Vitruviuses and an FCOM. Part of me wants to just actually... Okay, let's take this Jackson Howard. We're going to shuffle in a Cyberdeck Sandbox. Let's shuffle in a Wage Workers... and another Biotic Labor, I think. Maybe a red level clearance, I think is okay. Next turn might even just be Ultraviolet Clearance Gatekeeper on R&D. Because we can actually go for a relatively big combo here, right? And that might be the best way. Depends a little bit on what we draw. Okay. So there's... Okay. Yeah, I think this is an... They steal exactly the 2 Vitruvius... Yeah, I think this is okay. Okay, wait. We have... 1, 2... We have all of the points in our hand, right? Because there's 8 here, and then this is 6, 10, 12, yeah. So it's actually just Gatekeeper on HQ. I don't care about... I don't think they can trash... I think all I care... Everything I care about that's left is operations. And I'm okay, I have to actually go and look at my list now. Let's go look at Eternal, Any Faction, HB. Okay, I do have 2 Shipment from Mirror Remorse. I need the Biotic. I probably need the RLC. Do I have a Wage Workers in hand? I do. Opponent does have not... Well, they will next turn be able to break the Gatekeeper once. Okay, so I can't really draw too much more. 70 credits should be enough to win. Okay, hold on. What are my trashables? I've got 3 Wage Workers, 3 Jackson Howards. I need to go back and look at this. Corp, Eternal, and 2 Cyberdexes. So I know that there's no trashable or stealable cards left in my deck. So I can presumably fire, draw 3, and then be done. And I'm pretty sure I win. This is a very funny way to lose if I do, though. Top of the deck is Shipment from Mirror Morph. So I have to figure out the exact combo line, but I don't think it's too difficult here. Actually, do I have enough advancements? Oh wait, I only need to score 3 points. What am I talking about? I don't need to combo. I'm like trying to plan like how to combo 5 points with the Shipment from Sansan, and yeah, I may have just had the win last turn. Okay. So I'm gonna go Shipment from Mirror Morph. Let's go. Do we want to do it the very fancy way? Okay, let's do Wage Workers and a new remote. Vitruvius in a new remote. Vitruvius in a new remote. Biotic Labor. Red level clearance. Gain 2. Oh, shoot. Forgot to res my thing. Undo click. If I'm gonna flex, I should flex accurately here. Oh, I can Shipment from Kaguya. That gives me 3 clicks. And I can go advance, 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 then gain, gain. Oh, I kind of messed this up, but oh well. Okay, score. Oh shoot, I really messed this up. Lol. Oh wait, hold on. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Shipment from Kaguya. Score. We got there. Oh, they just left. Well, I missed they had left. Like, when did they leave? Did they? Oh, they just left after. I don't think it's wrong of them to leave, honestly. I'm just like I'm literally playing solitaire over here. So. Hey, Andre. Yeah, there was one person playing Eternal. Okay. They left because they DC'd. So, or, you know, yeah, that's why they left. I'm not even going to assume anything else. But yeah, thank you. Chat, I did catch it myself, but have you been playing much Eternal on JNet? Has APOC been working well for you? Yeah, I think there is some condition. I forget. Yeah, LSV playing Storm. Okay, I would just say it was Luis Scott Vargas like doing something where he like didn't include the win condition in his sideboard in a deck that kind of wish. You'd burning wish for a card out of the sideboard and you forgot to pack it. Yeah. But yeah. All right. Thank you for the game. Yeah. Sorry. This is supposed to be Reg Anarch Knight because you know it's the most underrepresented deck of all time. But I saw a game of Eternal up, and so I couldn't say no. And opponent was kind enough to be on stream, so excuse me. We're just playing Wickedometries / Sokka's Ma Good Stuff Hoshiko. Yeah, the Wizard is Reg Anarch. I think when you start including Clan Vengeance in Zero, you start not being Reg. Though maybe that is a kind of flimsiness in the Reg definition, where like that would have been called like the Reg Anarch deck at some point, right? Okay, so Strike Fun casts Ma against Thule. I think Ma seems like a card we want. End Bones. Like, I think this is like a slightly slow hand. But what do you mean by good Thule? Oh, a Wage Worker's a little bit uncommon. Oh wait, it's just gonna be install 4 things horizontal. Okay, I think this is just cast Bones, run server 1, kill the Wage Workers, click for a credit. I guess I could click to draw there. That's probably slightly better. Come on, score something. I dare you. Yeah, I think this is just Barf Thule. Oh, yeah. Okay, so is Barf Thule actually on Mwanza? Or did I, like, invent that out of thin air? List from Worlds wasn't on Mwanza. I don't... You know what? This was a bad Ma install. Just because I don't have the... Like, I can do it next turn, but... All the inf is yellow and 1 end of the line. I'm pulling this up on my other monitor. 3 Gaslights, 1 Malia, 3 Maryland, 3 MCA, 2 Nico, 3 Rashida, 3 Spin, 2 Wage... 2 Distributed Tracing, 1 end of the line, 3 Hypoxia. God, this list is just obnoxious. Okay. Is it credit, Laundry HQ?
Consumer marketing focus group. Your opinions are valuable to us and we want to know what they are. Tell us everything.
Okay, no action on the Jupstad grid.
Tell us everything.
And we'll Diesel for value. Okay, I think this is just like, oh, you know what? It's find a asset I can run every turn and just kill their hand before they kill mine. Because I don't think this deck can score out in time. Wait, is this not on any advanceable traps? I feel like they should be if they're going. I feel like they have to be if they're going for this play pattern. Okay. So Distributed Tracing is a double, give me a tag, and then Hypoxia next turn probably. think I do just want to try and disrupt stuff from their hand. This is bad if I find an agenda. Shite. Okay, well, I don't die, and I am on 5. It's just going to be very annoying from here. Did I play against this person last stream? I don't remember how my streams go, apparently. Okay, we're gonna run server 8 here. And if it's an asset, we're gonna leave it, I think. Lol, okay. Pick, click, and 2. Okay, well, Rick Anarch so far undefeated. Alright, well, let's get another one up and going. Yeah, I think those had to have been... I mean, part of me is like, oh, we could go back and actually see what the trap versus agenda advancement stuff was. False Lead does, I think, benefit from that sort of pattern. Oh, hey, it's Radiant, who's probably going to be try-hard practicing. Yo... Okay, sports medal. Maybe not try-harding. Who knows? Or maybe Radiant's cooked up some real spice with sports medal. I mean, this is a pretty killer hand. I think New York City is having a circuit opener tomorrow, and like half of Muntle Boost just decided to come out. Gamble, Diesel, Boomerang, Raindrops Cut Stone. This is a very good opening. And then it's like bank. Yeah, wow. This is very, very good. Next activation command. No shit. And you're making it down too, Dario, right? Did not mean... So that should be a nice full event. Okay, are we scoring a Luminal off of a next activation command? Because that would be quite the flex. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to, right? Otherwise that play doesn't particularly make sense. But the next activation command tech is kind of cute. Paladin, Shiko, Bankar on HQ actually seems sick here. I think it's DJ Fenris for Steve. Run HQ. Let's see if we can get some credits out. Do you think you should force the res? I think if it was like a gatekeeper against sports medal, I'm less... Maybe I'm supposed to. It just feels a bit awkward to me to force the res. Because it's like, there's stuff I eat that sucks there, right? Yeah, I realize you're talking about the next turn. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to. It would leave him further down in credits. I guess it's like, okay, so it's Gatekeeper. He breaks it. Yeah, it was probably correct. Like, I was just respecting it when I need to. I think part of the logic was, yeah, I could spend a click to check, or I could do some setup, and I had, like, good clicks of setup to do. So, like, there's a decent chance this is the brand. And now I kind of really get rewarded, because I can just... Okay, this is still fine. Bankar, I don't want to run HQ here, I think. It doesn't undead my Rego because my Rego is turbo. I can't use the my Rango on the next because I can't break any subroutine, so I can't use the ability. Okay, so HQ must be flooded, I think. Yeah, that's I guess that's pretty reasonable. I feel like I've got 2 boomerangs. I also have Steve, and like I'm actually not that far through my deck right now, which is definitely a bit concerning. This, though, I don't care about. Mystic, Paladin, Oshiko. Yeah, Bankar on server 1. Like, at some point we're gonna lose if our if this deck is well constructed, we will lose to this line eventually. Maybe even suddenly. Bankar, the best next tech. Okay, so maybe Sam had a little bit of a whoopsie there, and this will be his practice for tomorrow. Okay, so I want to draw. I want to get the Spin Doctor out of here. Bankar so busto it's banned. Are we gonna get any face downs into R&D? That would be wonderful. Let's just run R&D here and try and rip 3 points somehow. Oh, actually stealing an agenda there would be terrible. Oh no, I could trash my boomerang and I could trash my strike fund, and it would be great. Okay. Mystic, Paladin, Shiko, R&D, thank you, please. Let's just run R&D. Res 3 subroutines on me. Yeah, this is oh my goodness, there was a 3-pointer in there. GG. I was just talking about how I wanted to YOLO snipe 3, and there it was. This is quite the brew. What the heck is going on in Sam's deck here? Vulnerability audit in sports. I mean, like, I wonder if you could play a PD with vulnerability audit. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, GFI do be missed for sure. It is funny where I feel like to some extent GFI was maybe a patch for the game. Of like... oh wow. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, that would be a pretty significant difference. And like if I ever make a YouTube short, I feel like the first one I should make is like, why is GFI the most prolific agenda ever printed? Like I suspect that GFI might be the agenda that shows up in the most decks. I should ask someone who's already looked at that data. Because I know someone has that data who isn't me. But it's like, it has the advantage of it sounds right. So like that makes me think it must be right. Yeah, Vitruvius has been around longer, and it's like HB has been a good faction for a very, very long time. Wait, I think we can test this in a dumb way. Search, cards used, Project Vitruvius. So this is not going to be all deckless, obviously. Does this tell us how many searches there were? How many results we have somewhere? Okay, that's annoying. Well, I guess we'll have a simple test to see if no, GFI's been around for a long, long time. It was a Data and Destiny card, right? So it's been legal since like 2016, so it was legal for like 7 years. But maybe I'm wrong. Global Food Initiative. We have 10 pages of results. That's the best we can do. Okay, we do have 10 pages of results, so I'll have to do actual querying later. Okay, let's just Laundry HQ, spin Dr. Trash, Cass, Bankar, draw. And now we're going to find out something about our opponent's deck. Maybe I'm supposed to run that server 1 there. I definitely am, actually. Because there's nothing too scary that could be. And it makes my opponent spend tempo. Yeah, this is me just being out of practice. Okay, I can live without DJ. But I don't have to, right? Now I can run server 1. Make opponent spend a couple. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be just Reg Rush Ob. I'm just going to take the guaranteed single on R&D. Steal an Zeph because I'm a boss. I've played too much JNet casual. I end up knowing people's game plans from username at this point. Well, it's fine. If I show up to an event, everyone's going to know my game plans just by the fact that I've showed up. So Bank car on HQ I think is okay. Draw. Run HQ. Let's see what we can get. If we get anything at all. Sure, I'll show you laundry casts. Winchester, okay. So I think then we'll gamble casts. We have to start drawing pretty soon. Though I guess Minstrel has gone down to 4, so this kind of has to be Hostile Takeover to be any good. Oh, I guess Malapert is fine for them here. And then we're going to Sandstone R&D probably. So what did they do? Seamless launch, advance. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be a Sandstone, I think. So not a huge deal. I think they're also supposed to click for a credit here unless they have a Rashida. I guess they must have a Rashida in hand. And this is where we get a little bit sad for not having a Boomerang in hand. If we do draw... Oh, it's a Spin Doctor. I don't mind a Spin Doctor here. Is Red Shaper just lag with Turbine? Yeah, I think it is. I think you can also do some other stuff with Shaper that's kind of reg adjacent. Like, I think, well, no, you know what? So it's like, it's one of these things where, like, at some point we gotta come up with stuff that's not reg, right? Or we have to redefine what reg means and maybe just start talking about it that way. Okay, let's do my triggers in the correct order. Ooh. Diesel. Gamble. Maw. No, I did this wrong. We're gonna just give our opponent that extra info. Like, Ahri and Kit are not reg. I think you can build a reg Ahri deck. Would basically be my contention there. And the reason why I'm like, oh, I need to actually stop and think here. Like, I've been playing, I think, a pretty reasonable... maybe losing this Echelon's bad, but... oh, I guess I can always get the Echelons back. I think we're going to go... Casts. I would love to get Draw instead, but... Border Control, and we'll trash a Managarm. It's, like, generic value... I think is sort of the is at least to me the definition of reg. Ooh, Echelon's great. Let's draw again, though. Like, you're playing the minimum number of tricks, and most of your cards are money. And I guess it's like, you don't have... All of your cards work independently of each other, is maybe the other thing. But I don't know, maybe we need to like start interrogating this stuff a little bit more and come up with actual definitions. I really wish I could go after that regolith mining license. There's not a good way for me to do it, so we're gonna put this on R&D, I think. I think Deep Dive, once you start including wheels, HI, starts being a little bit non-reg, but I guess it still is, isn't it? Are we supposed to play a steel skin there? I think I can actually... Oh no, if this is a Winchester, I can't run HQ. Ugh. Okay, I think I'm just gonna install a cast, let my opponent take 9. Yeah, like, Reg has unfortunately had this thing of like, oh, you know it when you see it. And yeah, I think it's the consistency over synergy is like a good starting definition. Like, the deck has very low synergy between its cards, but it has very high individual power on its cards. Reg means planning to install 3 icebreakers and roughly balance between multi-access and remote busting. I think that's like a pretty reasonable definition. I feel like there's probably stuff that's leaving out a little bit. Like, there's elements of it that I feel like are maybe still missing there. Well, I think that's a pretty good start for sure. Yeah, I figured this would be the Winchester, and I don't care about the cards in my hand, really. Do 1 net damage, do 1 net damage, and do 1 net damage. Okay. Then we'll boomerang. I guess we could have gone after server 1 here. That was maybe more correct. Yeah, I think that was more correct, but whatever. So we're probably going to see a border control, so I think we maybe save our twinning charge here. No, we can make 1 a turn, so I'm not actually worried about running out of twinning charges. Let's go steel skin, steel skin. Steal an Atlas. Let's go. Shuffle a boomerang. Yeah, getting an Atlas and a border control in an HQ run is a very nice little get. Kit installs 2 icebreakers as 90% remote busting. S installs 2 icebreakers as 90% central server disruption. Yeah, I think the another thing about Reg, right, is if you swapped, like, if you take a Reg deck and you put it in another identity, it will still work. It may not be optimal, like, it's not going to be optimal, kind of definitionally, but it will still function. Whereas if you take a Kit deck or an ESA deck and put them in a different deck, like, they actually won't function. I think the challenge might be that with that definition is, like, I'm trying to think, like, if you look at, like, old school, like, pawn shop Haley lists, like, technically you could play those in Kate, right? They would just become so slow that they weren't really viable. Okay, that's both Manic Arms down. I don't think I care about anything else. We can trash the Tucana. We'll shuffle a copy of Boomerang back in the stack. I think we can... this Mystic is valuable. My hand's not, so... is this after discard? Yes, it is! Let's go! I do actually at some point want to come up with a working definition of tempo. Because I think it would be a very good video. Because people use the term all the time. And I think it's a useful term. Yeah, I think it's like the ID swapping is part of it, and then the synergy is also part of it, right? Because like clearly these like virus engine decks are highly synergistic. These mulch lists are just like all synergy all the time. I'd love to find another breaker. Okay, that's a good breaker to find. Let's laundry archives. And we're gonna discard a twinning and a moshing, I think, here. Yeah, I mean, part of it is, like, do you have a combo you're trying to get to? Which goes back to that synergy access. So we get in against everything except a border control by going Cass, Shiko, Mystic, Paladin. We'll go Bankar on server 1. Then we go Buzzsaw, Boomerang, run server 1. If this is... Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go break 2 subs, then let 3 subs fire. Good night. Okay, now credits are relevant, so I will fully break the tithe. Piranha decks used to be reg. You don't have a Managarm here, do you? Because I've stolen both of them. Yeah, double Managarm is not. Yeah, Piranha decks, like reg Glacier used to be a thing. Like reg ETF was a thing. Yeah, we've gotten very lucky with denying our opponent stuff. Oh, and that's a Cleaver draw, which is also very good. It's like Cleaver Leech. Oh, Running Archives isn't as good anymore now. Oh, bummer. Yeah, I mean, like, Reg Corps have kind of... Like, PD has been the Reg Corp, and, like, PD's power level is so high that, like, you don't see other Reg Corps, I think, is basically what's happened. Because, like, you could just play Reg... Like, if that basic game plan is good, it needs to get, like, really, really strong support. Okay, I'm gonna just, like, hedge against the Ozef. And then I want to get, like, Leech down and try and start running R&D. Oh shit, I'm glad I hedged against the Ozef. So it's like, you know, Rush Ob, you would never really describe Ob as a reg deck. And a lot of, I think maybe the other thing is Jai, it might be, but let me go and ping someone. Let me see if I can get a ping. You agree with Andre that DJ Los would be better than DJ Steve here? So, my argument potentially against that is if this deck lands a Stavka, our out is probably to put have our 2x breakers and recur them with Steve. Right? ETF is the other canonical reg deck. Yeah, your deck needs to be really powerful to kind of get away with a reg game plan. Do I care about either of these cards? No. We'll spend 5. We'll see 2 additional cards. Card from deck, extract. Card from deck, virus. Ugh, that's annoying. RP feels close to reg. Yeah, I see what. I think that's... It's interesting, right? Because by our previous definitions, it's not that close to reg. Basically because you can't have taken the RP. You couldn't take that RP deck, put it in PE, and do well. Yeah, it was the Spice of 2 Rex. It's yeah. It's more reg than current. It fights more fair. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is just run R&D. Let Unbroken Subroutines fire. Run R&D. Let Unbroken Subroutines fire. Run R&D. Holy Break Sandstone. We know its top card is an extract, but I think we want to see 2 below that. I think we can trash this Rashida, and we'll steal the Hostile. GG. I don't think you can do well. It's the does the game plan of the deck still function? Oh, Jai, that's a great shout. That just install. I was like, oh, I need the data socket, but no, Cleaver just gets us into HQ for 6 credits. Yeah, I mean, they did draw some of their awkward ice as well, but let's see. So, yeah, I mean, so, okay, I think the other reason that Reg Corps don't really exist is because Corps have to set a game plan, right? And if your game plan is just have good cards, that usually only works when your cards are too good. At least if you're trying to set the pace, right? If you're trying to be the beatdown Corp deck, and your cards are just straight up better than anything the runner can do, then usually that means that you're going to get a card banned, because your deck is just above curve. And also, to some extent, when you look at what the 2 sides are asking to do, yeah, that's fair, Ben. And that might be a good reason to label RP as a fairly reg deck. Especially because, at the time, your decks were scoring agendas or killing. Can Control Glacier be a reg deck? Yeah. I think Control Glacier can also be a reg deck. And it's maybe the deck that does translate between IDs the easiest. Was Project Vashon a reg corp card? No, it wasn't. It's actually yeah, no. Project Vacheron was a combo corp card. I think, like, very heavily so. If people only played Project Vacheron in fair decks, it's like it is good on turns 8 through 12, whereas what people actually played Vacheron on was like decks that won on turns 6 through 8. So like it was just buck wild. It was like for most of the game this card has no text. PD winning on turn 8 to 10 means that Vacheron was often not worth points as well. Is Engram Flush the closest thing to a red card that got banned? Gold Farmer, Slot Machine, Engram Flush, Architect got pointed for a bit. Like, there's a lot of red cards, I think, that got hit at some point. Eli got pointed. Can we see all of the ban lists, right? Hide. Okay. So if we go back on old NAPDs. Yeah, Eli. So first one, Architect, Eli, and NAPD. These are like reg cards. I'm not going to take that bait, B-Blum. Astrograph Pilot Program was not a reg card. It was like, this was one of those things where, who was it? Eli Amir was like, NEH was a combo deck. And I was like, no, it wasn't. And then I'm like, oh, wait, no, it was. It was just like a 2-card combo deck, right? In a lot of cases. Thing is, those items are placed everywhere, not just reg decks, no? But they are, so these ice were played everywhere, but they were problematic because they made the reg decks so strong, I think. At least that was my perception of it. My god, like, just aside, like, Shaper can't, prepaid Shaper is in the, I don't know why was this Damon or was this Lucas? It was just like, prepaid Shaper is an abomination, it has to die. Like, come on. Let's see. Yeah, things stay the same there. +1 universal influence, +3 universal influence. Man, this is I forgot how crazy and wild this got. Like Fairchild 3 to me is another example of like a I think, like, to some extent, Ian, that is the correct definition. Reg, a pile of above curved cards that feel fair to play against. Non-reg, exploiting an unfair feeling play pattern to win. I forgot Sansan was targeted too. I literally had no idea that Sansan was ever extra influence. Yeah, so Eric, I think I think we've come up with, like, it's like it's at least a 2-part test. Part 1 is, can you take this deck and put it into another identity? And does it still function at a high level? Maybe not winning, but like mid-level competitive. And then the second test is there an inherent synergy between, like, is the card dependent on a synergy engine between 3 or more cards that work together to create a really high output things. And then reg decks or fair decks will say all of my cards are individually strong and none of them synergize particularly well. And it's mostly a runner archetype because runners are the responsive side and corps often have to be the setup side, and also probably just some of how the game is designed and how the designers think the game is fun is that you want runners to be able to respond to multiple threats, and the way you respond to multiple threats is by having your deck just be generically good at a lot of situations, up until the point where the exceptions that kind of prove the rule to me are like Geist and like Artist Colony Haley, where they were so impactful, or they were so good at being able to deal with problems outside of like the core deck that they had these high synergies. And yeah, to Jai, not to pile on, but like Skunk Void, it's a synergy, but that's like saying like Paladin twinning is a synergy. Like both cards are good on their own. They function completely independently, and it's not like your PD deck. It's like if I don't get Skunk Void set up, my deck loses its power. It's like, oh, these cards are both good. They are really good together, but the deck doesn't need them to win, or like it's not like a condition of going to win. Whereas like for these, I would argue for these mulch decks, whether they be in Lu or in Hoshiko, like, yeah, Andre, that's actually a good example of Skunk Formicary Skunk, where like Formicary is not a good card on its own, but Managarm is, and so the combination though is stronger than the two. So that is where you start to see this kind of synergistic engine. These are the runners which usually are read as the aggressive initiating side, but inside the world of the game, the opposite is true. I don't know that. I guess my 2 cents on that would be the way that NSG has written the. Actually, it's not. I don't think that's entirely fair. I think the player perception, or at least my perception of the story and lore, is always like Corp acting, runners responding. I think the intent behind something like Essa and Padma was that they were, and maybe Sable, they were runner acting, Corp also acting. And then, the Flashpoint cycle was supposed to be heavily runner acting, Corpse responding. But I think in general, it's easier to tell, the way that a lot of narrative structures work, right, is, call to action, and your call to action is a larger outside force moving. So Corps are always going to have this, if I'm telling a story, it's going to be easier and more natural to write if I say that Corp is initiating a problem, and then Runner is rising up to meet the challenge. Yeah, okay. It's funny. Well, okay, so Yogg... It's like, okay, is something like Prepaid Voice Pad Kate, is this a synergy card? Is this a reg deck or a synergy deck? I don't know. I think it passes the test of you can technically play this somewhere else. And it's then just a bunch of good cards piled together. I guess I'm like, yeah, it has an engine, but it doesn't need that engine to win, right? It's not super hyper synergistic. Would you agree that your cons deck is Reg Ob? I think so. To me, while I think my style of Ob, it resembles Reg, but I think to some extent it is not it cannot definitely be Reg. Reg decks are also fundamentals decks. Yeah, actually I think that's a really good, you have to have good Netrunner fundamentals of knowing how to apply pressure that translate, if I hand you one Reg deck and then hand you a different Reg deck from a different era, the skill sets will transfer between. Whereas if I hand you Artist Colony Haley and stupid Jeff's my mediocre Arasana engine deck, those are different skill sets, and you're not going to be able to take transferable skills easily from the Haley into the Arasana. Yeah, Eric, I mean, this isn't one of those things. Reg decks are very high on every card is high value, where synergy decks are, not all of my cards are high value, but the combination of them leads to a higher value output, or really an equal, like it's trying to get to an equal value of these reg decks. And as someone who really likes combo decks, I'm a little bit sad at how difficult and how far behind these sort of engine synergy decks have historically been. Though as I say that, literally a synergy deck is running the meta. And maybe it's 2 synergy decks. I think it's like the same synergy engine powering 2 slightly different decks, which is like the Buffer Drive, Knobkery, Imp, Audrey, Strike Fun stuff. But not necessarily value in the value versus tempo discussion. Yes. Yeah. I do think of value and tempo as kind of the same thing. And it's like, maybe another way to think about this is reg decks try and have like a... They try and keep a constant or growing amount of value on the board, right? But there's not like there's a guaranteed lowest point. And then there's a lot of decks that, like a lot of these engine decks will be like, oh, I'm going to go very, very low and then spike very high and then maybe fall off again. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Start low, go up, maybe they spike really high and then go back down as they run out of fuel, right? It's actually one of the things I was finding with my Arasana deck. Yeah, maybe they are different. I don't know. Should we, like, write some definitions down if we're going to spend time on this? Am I logged in on Google Docs? Let's find out. I am. Sick. Okay. So let's do our definition. Let's write some definitions out because I'm doing this for the people that are chatting in stream. Okay, reg. This is I mean, this is just, it's like every card individually good. At most, like 2-card combo. At most, yeah. Like, we'll say every with an asterisk, right? Because you never actually mean every. Card individually good. Reg, fair. Tries to... skill tested is... yeah, I think that... So actually, Jai, like, I want to steal the, like, some of the Go terms, because I think that they're quite useful. But skills tested tends to be highly transferable between other reg decks. Runner side, little to no minimum possible multi-access access. Mostly money and breakers. Just finds the most efficient slots. Corpse side. Force scoring windows behind ice and upgrades on a single remote. Like, it's this only thing where, like, I think reg as a corp, like, you can have a reg-ish Asa deck, but it's not reg, I guess. My most vivid impression of reg Anarch was L4J Wizard. You think not necessarily a single remote? I don't agree that reg means minimum multi-access. That's like saying reg and corp means minimum upgrades. So I think there's a kind of I guess, Ben, my thinking on that would be like we see more. Like you can play, like you play multi-access, but it's not okay. Maybe that's a better way to think about it. Multi-access is not the focus of the deck, but a tool used to apply pressure. Right? So now that kind of can fit, like, I mean, I think it's still, like, to some extent, a definition of minimum that's workable. And this also is kind of like why you can have deep dive decks that feel like you're playing against a reg deck. Yeah. Actually, I like that definition quite a bit, Shishu, of like influence spent on value. Is Hermes Tau a reg deck? Yeah, Argus is like, and like this has to be an axis, right? So it's like, then you start having like, I want to call them like small combos or something like that. So it's like for corpse side, this is often like tag and bag, fast advance. I think you said this earlier, Andre, but I think it's a decent thing to have written down. No, sorry. This is a separate archetype. And then we have something like synergy, right? Do we have small combo runner decks? Or is that like, is my definition just that synergy decks are like tag and bag and fast advance? Is there a runner equivalent of those? I guess maybe that's like the L4J where it's like you've got like 2 or 3, like you've got some like high individual synergy pieces, but you still play a kind of reg game. Let me put this in as like a definition, right? So this is, or not L4J, this is yeah, Faust Wild Cakes. Yes, thank you. Faust plus Wild Cakes. Yeah, so it's like some of your cards are actually bad. And then, but like when you put them all in play, they just like take over the game. Let's see. Is it like Deep Dive Sable is a small combo deck? I actually feel like Deep Dive Sable can still play pretty reg. I'm trying to think if we had other, like, I wonder if like would DDM be deep data mining stuff qualify? Trying to think. And then we like synergy is like stealth. Oh, you know what? Maybe is stealth full on synergy? No, it's probably, I think you're right. The closest supermodernism analog in this meta is a Jinteki deck that doesn't use tags. Are you saying your punitive Ag Infusion deck is like supermodernism? You don't think these are useful distinctions, Ian? Do I agree? Do I think these are like useful descriptions for like knowing what's going on. I think they're worth thinking about when people talk about decks, so you have some idea of what the, like, what you want to be scared of when playing against a deck that has a combo. No, I think reg equals using effective cards in the service of the core gameplay loop of Netrunner. I guess, like, my point would be, like, yeah, like, Tag and Bag Argus was, like, a... maybe this is... Okay. I guess here's my the reason where I'm thinking maybe this distinction is useful. Yeah, so that's my idea. It's like a small combo is like, it's a powerful thing, but it's not like the end all be all, right? So I guess to me, I'm thinking like, okay, so we have like, we've got, you know, reg decks, right? And if we think about, and it's time for bad graphs, right? So here we have, like, turns or something. What? Okay. Yeah, we did have Reg APOC. So, right, so, like, Reg starts at a reasonable high power level and just kind of, like, wobbles around, hopefully in an upward direction. Oh, God. I have to come up with what this y-axis is. It's, like, power or something. I don't know. Ugh. Oh, God. What is this axis, though? What am I thinking of here? Am I thinking of the forbidden word of tempo? Right, but it's just like, it goes, like, it just tries to consistently grow in its ability to threaten the board. Combo decks, or like these decks that like run a small combo, like they can play like reg decks, but they can also like, they have some dead cards, so they might like stay lower, but then they can spike up and win sometimes. So like small combo. And then you have your like dedicated combos, which, you know, usually look something like that. Another good is a natural correlation between regness and tempo versus value. I think in practice there is. I think it's sometimes correlated, but not a useful definition to compare regness and tempo versus value. Yeah, Maw is very reg, sorry. Like, Bravado was a reg-ass card, but it's tempo wild. Yes. No, completely agreed on that. And yeah, Maw is reg because it's not a synergy card. It doesn't say do this thing to win the game. It's just do a thing that's good in Netrunner and then win the game off of this. Live Account and Bravado are both very reg cards. I agree. But I think they're reg and high tempo, right? I guess my point would be, right, you don't see a lot of non-reg runner I guess my argument for part of why you don't see non-reg runner is because we've put Buck Wild tempo, or we've put, maybe not Buck Wild, but a lot of the best tempo cards in the game are reg runner cards. And I think, like, you know, I say it as a value neutral statement, just as like a, how do we look at the game? What are the payoffs for playing reg Netrunner, and what are the payoffs for playing like a more synergistic combo? And it's like the cards that support, I'm just gonna play good stuff and like take singles and win off of singles versus remote lock versus like bouncing around. Like those get the tool, those basically define the curve, and all of the small combos and other combos is like falls, like they don't even hit that curve, so we don't see examples where they outspike the tempo. And then you're saying lib is negative tempo, but it's super reg. I mean, it's negative tempo on install. It's positive tempo in certain board states, though, right? Like, to me, I think like this idea of, like, I actually do think the idea of reg does relate to tempo. Not that every single card in a reg deck is up tempo, right? But that every card in a reg deck is evaluated on its ability to gain, to like leverage tempo. Whereas in combo decks, you include cards that like it's a value card, not a tempo card. So, I guess. Yeah. I was about to ask what the difference between value and tempo is. Or like how you can have a value card that's not a tempo card, but no, it's like trivially easy to think of examples. Yeah. Yeah, we're descending into madness here. Evaluate its ability to leverage tempo. Oh shit, this is actually an interesting one. I'm very curious what people think. Yeah, like I think Wage Workers just has the higher ceiling, but it's close. Interesting. Some of chat disagrees. But no, I think Wage Workers, like, I think people, I'm going to click Wage Workers. I realize the majority of chat is saying off, but I think Wage Workers is being slept on. Well, I don't know that that's not correct. Wage Workers isn't being slept on. Wage Workers is hard to utilize in the particular meta that we're in this exact point in Standard. Wage Workers got pointed in Eternal, and like if we go back to, like, from my perspective, like Wage Workers sees no play right now. Like, also, yeah, Ian is also going, what do you mean Wage Workers sees no play? Like, it is a huge part of the Reaper NEH lists. And like, yeah, maybe Ian is one of the only like 6 people playing that deck, but you know, it'd be a little bit of Ian put up one of the strongest years last year. Like, there's a couple of players that did really well, and like consistently, and like Ian's NEH deck was one of the best decks of the format up until maybe a month ago. I think that people voting for off-off are actually half voting for seamless launch. Wage Workers improves off-off, but off-off doesn't need Wage Workers. Off-off needs a lot of stuff, though. Like, off-off needs a lot. We are in a meta right now that supports what off-off needs, but arguably, but like there's plenty of decks that like, no, it's not one seamless and one ice. It's one seamless and the ice that can stop the runner. And that's a huge ask in a lot of metas, right? Like, the Wage Workers value Wage Workers value is always going to be more like it's on that more synergistic side rather than the Off-World Office's like pure value. But I think when I'm thinking about like this, like when I start looking at like the ceiling of cards, I do start caring about their synergy, and Wage Workers is this card that is both synergistic and like and reg. Like to be honest, like Asa's not good right now because it doesn't have a second asset as good as Wage Workers, right? And like genuinely, I think if Asa had Cybernetics Court right now, like it would be much better than PD. Okay, now we went from like a really, really interesting one to like a not great one. I played Mirror. I never played Trade-In. Hardware Search is not that good. Mirror. The reason I'm taking Mirror is because it's +2 MU, right? So it's 3 credits for +2 MU, which is actually a pretty good rate, and then it sometimes makes you a credit. It's like terrible, but okay, trading could conceivably be useful if there's a bust piece of hardware and we have other hardware we want to run, right? Because we have to be able to trash our hardware. And it has to be installed as well. Wait, what? So ASOPs will be like, oh yeah, I'll take anything for 3 credits. But no, if you want a specific hardware, you gotta really work for it. Oh, and it's add to your grip. It's not even install. Yeah, I'm taking a 3 credit +2 MU. Yeah, over Trade-In. Oh, I think this is actually an interesting one. I think, well, okay, I don't think it's that interesting of one, but like I think finality is just like back to that discussion of like winning games. Like finality wins games. Emergent creativity like has to set up an engine, and it's pretty slow to do so. And that's like finality then also goes into ESSA or like into Clan Vengeance, and like it's pretty straightforward, I think. Yeah, I think this is an easy moshing. Pretty sure this is an easy moshing. God. I guess it's Reyna here. Reyna was kind of sick for a hot second. I think I've played Singularity. I think I've even resolved Singularity. But she did find a good matchup, that's for sure. Oh no. Oh, don't make me do this. I want, like, this is, I don't know. Oh yeah, you're right. It was also played with Eater, not for much success, but I think this is Mr. Hendrick. Like, Mr. Hendrick is the card I'm always thinking about when I'm running against Thule. Kimberlite Field does not see play, so. Okay. This is another easy one. Harmony AR Therapy, even though it's like a very scary effect, or like a potentially strong effect, right? It's so slow. It's just so slow. 2 credits to do nothing. Whereas like Euler is fine. I did pretty well at a pretty spiky event playing an Euler Haley deck. And yeah, Euler is just very good. Also, Janked John, you might be a little bit behind me if you're talking about trade-in. You might be behind live on YouTube whenever you get to here. Lemuria Codecracker versus Alias. I mean, Alias won a store championship, right? So, I guess we're gonna take Alias. These are both so bad. Okay. Better Citizen Program versus Full Immersion Rec Studio. I think it's better. It's Better Citizen Program. 2 assets or agendas. Yeah. BCP. This is like, isn't this like a broken Ocarina identity? Like, they had to like make this like so bad. Yeah, like I always am like, oh, this is a bad agenda, and then someone scores against me, I'm like, oh fuck, this is really annoying. Andre, you think it's Full Immersion Rec Studio? Sell me on Full Immersion Rec Studio via the chat window. The best format for conversation. I guess the argument would be it lets you do something that no other card can do, right? Which is put multiple assets or agendas in the same server. Yeah, so like, yeah, you can build a full deck around, you can build a deck around Full Immersion Rec Studio, and then you like lose to Imp. Oh, shoot, there was a question that people asked, and I'm wondering, so like it was like, oh, what happened when you light the fire a server with Full Immersion Rec Studio on it? What happens to the assets in Full Immersion on Full Immersion Rec Studio? Oh, they're not installed. You're right, they're not installed at all, so it doesn't matter. Wait, but if they're not installed, how can you res them? Because can't you only res installed cards? Or am I making that rule up? How does that work? Oh, we're gonna learn some Netrunner rules now. Well, we'll go look at Awakening Center very quickly. You may res a piece of ice. Okay, so I guess res doesn't have to be installed. It can be hosted. What? Oh, God. Blanking Fenris doesn't... Blanking Fenris doesn't cause the ID to fall off, I don't think, because there's nothing saying you can't have IDs hosted, but you can't have multiple assets in the same server. Like, that is a core game rule. But, hosts, hosting, and hosted. Wait, why can we res cards on... Okay, wait. Let's go and check Full Immersion Rec Studio before I spend, like, a long time looking at this. Okay, there's no rulings on Full Immersion Rec Studio. What's the similar one in Wayland? Is it World Plaza or something? Right, this says click install an asset from HQ. This does not have that ability. Oh, so you're taking the click to install action to host it. Okay, that's the idea. So we're taking the click to install action to host. But now we have to go back to... If I light the fire this server, before anything else happens, if I have 2 pad campaigns rezzed on Full Immersion Rec Studio, do they get trashed by the game state going, hey, you can only have 1 asset in a server? Because they are hosted and they're installed. Because the way that we get them on the board is click to install. Okay, so this covers why we can legally install. Okay, so this says nothing about my... So this tells me how hosting works, but it doesn't tell me what happens when a host becomes... Okay. I actually don't know what I'm looking for. Play area. Remote servers? Oh, good. I think they caught this change rule. Okay, let's go back. Maybe let's look at, see if we can find assets. Okay. So blanking, the difference between blanking, so when you blank campus apartments, the connections don't fall off, right? Because it's like there's no rule that says you can't host connections on another card. There's just like isn't a rule that says that. But there is a rule. There can be only 1 agenda or asset installed in the root of a server at a given time. C468. Oh, so are they not installed in the root? That must be the solution, is that these assets... Wait, but they have to be installed in the root to be legally installed. Oh, no, I guess they don't because of the hosting thing. They become a new zone that you can legally install them in. Okay, I'm going to assume what the circumstance is you res Full Immersion Rec Studio. Now I install a card hosting it. It is not in the root of the server, but it is in... Yeah. Yeah, there's just not... there. So... But then why can you access them? Should you not be able to access the cards on Full Immersion Rec Studio with the current CR rules? Wait, now I need to check that. Let's go to accessing. Accessing a card. Okay. Where do we have accessing targets? The cards in the zone that corresponds to that server. 7-4 defines candidates. Okay, so I feel like one of two things has to be true. Either the assets are installed in the root of the server, which allows them to be accessed. Which means that when I click Light the Fire, that now suddenly there are multiple assets installed in the root of a server, and there is no card ability that says that they can legally be installed in, like, the card ability that let them to be installed is blank. Or the cards are not actually installed in the root of the server, they're installed on a card in the root of a server, in which case the current breach rules don't allow the runner to access the cards on full immersion Rec Studio. And I don't know what's going on here, and I should bug the rules people, I guess. Anyway, all that said, Better Citizen Program is a stronger card. Okay. This is an interesting one, I think. Because I think Ablative Barrier has really underperformed. Like, Ablative Barrier in, like, the CI Moons meta is just, like, the most cracked thing, I think. Next Activation Command had a brief moment in the sun, but I think Ablative is fine. I think Ablative is a slightly stronger card. Okay, well, this is an easy one. This was the not having CI on my top 5 all-powerful most corp cards. Like, I didn't have CI in my top 5 all-time most powerful, and I think it was supposed to be. Turing is a very good card. It's like one of the better ice that you can play, I think. And it's quite interesting, but it's no CI. Okay, well, this gets to a philosophical question now. Because Surat City Grid is a card that allows the corp to make an infinite amount of money. But Urban Renewal is like an actually good card. So do you evaluate Surat City Grid on its ability to make an infinite amount of money in one corp deck that still isn't that good, or do you just look at Urban Renewal and say this card's pretty good? It puts pressure on the corp, or on the runner. It can be a win condition for the corp. Yeah, I think I'm going to say Urban Renewal. Oh, this is a nice, easy one. Solomir, it's not Arabatia. It is Cyber Sand Harvester that's making the infinite money, but you need Surat City Grid. So Surat City Grid, so the combo is Surat City Grid, Bloop, Bloop, Cyber Sand Harvester, and then the Bloops, and then I think you also need a Vovo, and then one other harmonic somewhere to start the chain. Right? Wait, how do you get the first one res? Oh no, it's Surat is when you install a thing, do a res. I forgot about Aryabhata CTM with Macrophage. Yeah, that was a deck. Yeah, Sai is definitely such a good card here. I mean, these cards are so bad. Spot the Prey is just, like, unplayably bad. Boxy is also bad. I feel like I saw people play Boxy. They were the people that didn't have Desperados. Right? But, like... Like, I can't click tie here, right? There's no way you click tie. Oh, this isn't a run event. That's so funny. Okay. I forgot that this was like one of those Flashpoint is a mess cards. Okay, I mean, government investigations is, I guess, like a... Technically, this exists to clear other currents. I feel like I played some Traffic Jam. Just to try and slow down Astro Chain. It wasn't good, but it was a card I played. So I think I'm going to take Traffic Jam in that, yes, it costs 2 credits, and they both have text by having the word current on them, but I feel like Traffic Jam was, like, sometimes really annoying. And Government Investigations was just never that. This is BTL, right? Like, Archer is very... I mean, they're both very, like... They're both things that require a lot of your deck, right? I think BTL has won more worlds than Archer. So I don't think Archer has won any worlds. Like, this is is now actually just a good value card. Alright, if everyone thinks it's Archer, I'll click the Archer button. Oh no. Oh, poor Padma. Oh, I'm gonna take you... You're gonna lose to a 1-cost Shaper Current that saw no play. Oh god, I'm sorry, Padma, but I would take Net Celebrity over you. Oh. I am considering Net Celebrity. It's just because Padma charging the boat is part of our consideration here. I guess to me, I'm like, oh, Net Celebrity to get off of Scarcity, I think is more value than I'm going to get off of a Padma. I guess if we're thinking in the Eternal format, maybe it is Padma. Yeah, okay. Fine, y'all have bullied me into probably the correct choice. Well, I'm comparing an identity and a non-identity. I have to treat the identity like it's a card, right? That's the thinking there. Yeah, I was gonna be like, oh, Slipstream has been good in a couple niche situations, but like, Gabe was legitimately a very strong identity for quite a while. Okay. Okay, this is not a super interesting one. I think Nanotka is just, like, significantly stronger. It's funny that Nanotka has basically completely disappeared, except for Grug Kit. Right? But it was the killer for a hot second. For against Cyberdelia on principle. I do find it amusing that the World Tree decks often want Cyberdelias before they want DZMZs. I think that's kind of sick. But I think this is Trust Operation. Yeah, Nanotech is the kill. Nanotech was the killer in a couple of decks. Minstrel Grug Kit is the name of the deck. Let's go. I think it should be the most popular kit deck. Real Kit. Yeah, Grugbane Runner. This is 3 Ngolo, 1 Nanika, and 1 Propeller, and a Turbine. And you play some Sparks. It's quite fun. It's like not a so like that is a deck that like is kind of reg, right? It kind of breaks a lot of the rules we said about Runner. Like you can't play this deck not in kit, but it is a reg deck in that its game plan is control the board and take singles. Oh yeah, no, Transport Monopoly like sometimes can be quite impactful. But Trust Operation has like a lot of utility. I was playing it for a hot second as a combo kill card because you could, if the runner had a resource tech down against like Boom, you could Trust Operation, trash their Citadel Sanctuary, install the Bass that you would use to gain a click the Bass again, and then boom them. Midway Station Grid was a card that I remember I feel like this was one of those cards that people said the sky is falling, and then it turned out to be a nothing card. Because 4 to res is just like, ugh. And Sync BRE, like, it's not I genuinely think, like, Sync BRE is fine. And, like, if you resolve the text on Sync BRE rather than the errata text, like, it does just mean that some of your opponents will stop playing Netrunner. Okay, I guess this is SSO Industries because Quarantine System is just... Oh, God. I was trying to figure out if there was some combo where we could do some stuff off of forfeiting and a bunch of things. And, like, Quarantine System probably has a place there, but I think SSO is just a little bit better. Okay, we're into the really bad cards. Peregrine, though, at least does something. Okay, this is the Cleaners, which led to the fun discussion. Oh, okay, playing Quarantine System. Wait, if you were playing... But, okay, if Blackmail Val was in the meta, why were we not just playing... Executive Boot Camp? Yeah, Cleaners is, like, one of the quintessential cards. Clyde Van Wright, not one of those. I guess EBC was start of turn, so if you didn't feel like you could protect anything, then, like, yeah, forfeiting an agenda that you somehow scored was better. This is Daredevil, right? I've never seen people play Lean and Mean. I mean, though, actually, like, Lean and Mean's not terrible, and Daredevil is, like, good in one well, they're both kind of good in the same circumstance, so I don't need to over-evaluate that, right? This is Daredevil, though. I also... The flavor text on this, taking risks is what makes it fun for a deck that never took any risks. Okay, if Lean Bean cost 0 and gave +4 strength, would it see any play? Probably, right? In the right meta, a 0 cost +4 might. Bishop or Niffer? I think it's Bishop. That's just that's just an overclock with less utility. Maybe. Bishop saw like a tiny amount of play. Like Turbine Niffer, let's go. But yeah, no, these are bad cards. We'll click one and move on to interesting things. I think Verification is much better than High Stakes Jobs. So I'm not going to overthink that one. Okay, well, I get to click that Deva is better than algo trading. I never played against Lustig. Does that mean that Thunder Art Gallery is better? Or just that Lustig rotated quickly? I don't know why there was this period on JNet where, like, in 30% of the games your opponent would install algo trading. And you would just go, like, are you also going to hit the concede button right now, too? Like... It's not profitable, Ixaron. I promise you, algo is not really profitable. I think this is Thunder Art Gallery.
And now, broadcasting live from our
I think Lustig is just too expensive, right?
we bring you this NBN
Yeah.
special report.
Yeah, Thart Gallery might have its day. Okay, so Midori is the reason we have the bogus swap rules we currently have, apparently. Medical Research Fundraiser actually saw some play. It's so much so that they got reprinted. Red Tape's really bad. So is Honey Farm. Oh no. Should I just tie this and move on? Oh, Honey Farm works in the archives. Thank you. Oh god. Oh, this is an unpleasant thing to think about. These are like kind of similar-ish cards. No, this is Trace 2. Never mind. This is Trace 2. I forgot this is Trace 2. Oh shit. This is Val. But it's close. Like, Imp has been like a stalwart. But like Val is the queen. Like, Val was, I feel like, almost the first reg in many ways, like, to me, like, defines the first, like, Reg Anarchs. I don't think she actually... I think she gets predated a little bit. Oh, this is an interesting question. Is Account Siphon a Reg card? Is Account Siphon a Reg card? While I click through some bad ones. Yeah, Staple isn't regged, I don't think. This is Kit, right? Yeah. Oh god. The first event the first GNK I ever won, I think. It was a small enough event where I got the buy and still won. And I won it playing the dumbest idea ever of Nerve Agent Chaos Theory. And just like swept my opponent's hand before they could score out. It was such a bad deck, and they were like, I was a little baby college student, and they were real mad at me. This is Red Planet Couriers, right? Like, Off the Grid has this cool combo thing, but it was... So Members Tree is saying all the Siphon Max stuff started, and then you got Reg Anarch afterwards. Yeah, I mean, like, this is Red Planet Couriers. Like, Off the Grid's a cool card, but not very good. Oh, hey, I don't have to click on Ganked anymore! Let's go! Rot in hell, Ganked! Oh, thank God that rule got changed. What a dumbass card. Ganked should cost credits. Ugh, Ganked should just... And it costs 3 to trash, too. What the hell? This might still be ganked over Starlit Knight, though. Fuck. Starlit Knight and R+, I think is better than ganked. I don't know that Starlit Knight outside of R+ is better. No, I'm gonna click Starlit Knight just to fuck ganked over one more time. This is one where Ian's gonna hate me. Because I think it's Sneak Door. Like, security testing was probably played more. But I feel like Sneak Door hits a higher ceiling. But like, sec testing is like the quintessential pile of value, but still good on its own reg card, which is part of why Ian likes it. I don't know, Shishu, why they made it almost identical. Oh, this is one where people are gonna disagree with me and they're gonna be wrong. Shipment from Sansan's the more powerful card here. Yeah, you're right. This is stronger, not powerful. But yeah, this is Shipment from Sansan. Oh, apparently I read the chat wrong. We're all on the Shipment from Sansan train. This card was like, this card saw play in a bunch of different decks. It saw play in combo decks. It also saw play, there was like an archetype that I only know it as Russian NEH, which I thought was like because a Russian player invented it, but I think it was just because it was a pun on rushing. And it would use Shipment from Sansan to score Astroscript pilot programs for free, which in a game dominated by Account Siphon was very good. So I feel like student loans saw more play than government contracts. But maybe I'm thinking of blackmail. God, these are not good cards. Click to gain 4. Like the 3-1 that was click to gain 3 was kind of playable. But I think this is like these are both bad cards, we'll take contracts. Okay, I think we'll do like maybe one more good one and then call it a day. Yeah, Ken is better than Thunder Art Gallery. That's not super interesting. This one's kind of interesting. I think it's Stargate, but it's not obvious. Like, Liberated is... So it's 5 clicks for 10. So it's basically clicking for 2. But then you have Paladins that bring you down. And I guess, like, you play Stargate... Like, Stargate was really hot, but people have all moved over to the twinning now. Okay, everyone in the chat's just saying Liberated, so maybe I'm overthinking this. And, like, if I could play Stargate or Keyhole, I'm probably always playing Keyhole. Wow, Psychokinesis is real bad. Okay. I think that's going to wrap it up for me tonight. Thanks everyone for hanging out for like 40 minutes while I did Trash or Busto. This was a good time and probably better than me slaying the Spire. So thank you everyone. Should be some exciting news or some big news soonish from the NSG front. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next week. Bye.